spent another part of the week at Supercars and Jets. Again, supercar community. We came together, drove together, ended up at a hangar, private international airport with jets around us, and just having a good time. I say, "Hey, do you mind if I get in my car?" Because he is blocking my door. He turns around, and immediately he looks at me and says, "I know you." And I said, "Well, that's cool. How do I know you?" Well, again, this is a young guy, so I'm going to say he's probably 15, 16 years old. You never know how or who they are going to inspire, or how they are going to be inspired. You can't expect excellence, greatness, exceptionalism with the idea that everything should be comfortable and easy. Or my goal is comfort and ease. The goal is accepting the process for what it is, and then the results will show for itself. And that process, I guarantee you, will be challenging, hard, and difficult. And when you understand that everything related to excellence and success will be hard, everything becomes easy. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the N2N podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. N2N, also known as the Ninja or Prolific Ninja by my family and friends. And because my fans are my friends, you can call me Ninja too. This is the N2N podcast, the alpha to the omega, the beginning to the end time of life, motivation, drive, success, self-improvement, and offering you morsels in this all-you-can-eat buffet called life. Super thankful and grateful to be back in the studio here in Houston, Texas. It has been a whirlwind end to the summer, and it actually is picking up into the fall. And by the way, happy fall, first week of fall, or the first few days. But before I get into the contents of the podcast, I want to start out as I start my day. If you're new to this podcast, I'm a physician, an attorney, business guy. I have a law firm in Houston. It's been around for over 2 decades. We've helped thousands of clients recover millions of dollars in settlements. I'm in health tech with a company called CureConnector.com. We provide real-time matching for those that need outpatient care to the exact nurse, caregiver, provider that you need for you or your family. I'm with LegacyXToken.com, which is a crypto blockchain platform that is allowing individual real-world estates to be cataloged on the blockchain, and involved in several other new and exciting projects that I will share with you sometime in the future. But with that, I start every day with a thankful note to God and the universe for a day to be great, and a day to hopefully inspire one person at least to live to their fullest controllable potential, because that's what we're all about on this platform that we've been working on for now over 3 years, which is trying to inspire billions across the planet to live to their fullest controllable potential. And with that, I want to thank you all, everybody that's been following, sponsoring, supporting, following, supporting, sharing the content, commenting. Thank you all for supporting the show. And that's the only way we grow, is with your contribution, because I do this with my own money, with my own time, with my own team. We do all this just for you, to bring this content out, because I feel like I have a purpose or a mission to give back to the community that supported me so much. And so with that, we can only grow the show with your help. So we do this. How do we do this? We do this on an energy exchange, a karmic exchange. That means if you get value through this digital platform in any way, shape, or form, laugh, love, like, hate, whatever, any type of value, even by 0.0001%, please do share the show, because you would then owe me a karmic debt. And I don't want your debt. I want your support. And so to rebalance that karmic exchange, please do share the show. I like to see if your knowledge swole. Share the show. That's how we grow. And now on to the content. This is the short form where I just give a dialogue around a specific topic or success, 10 to 15 minutes. And this particular topic evolves around the events of this past couple weeks, which was invited to an exclusive event at Hublot in the Domain in Austin. Hublot, the luxury watch. This is one of them. Great event, great people, surrounded by a lot of great people, brought supercars, all these things. On top of that, spent another part of the week at Supercars and Jets. Again, supercar community. We came together, drove together, ended up at a hangar, private international airport with jets around us, and just having a good time. A lot of the times when I go to these events, and I don't say this to be bragging or anything, because about me, it's not about the money, it's not about the show, it's just about the experience of being around like-minded people, like-valued people, people that you can appreciate, that also appreciate you. You support one another and help each other grow. That is actually what it's all about. But within that context, in these events, there are young people there, young entrepreneurs. For example, the week prior to that was invited to Aston Martin Houston, where they were showcasing a Valhalla, a $1.2 million hypercar, beautiful luxury car. At these events, there's always young people. And the young people always you can tell that they're hungry in one way or another. They're awe-inspired. You can see in their minds. When I say young, I'm talking kids to like high schoolers. You can see in their minds like, man, I want this so bad. Like, I want to be part of this. I want to get into this, right? And so, for example, at the Aston Martin event, I was going to my car. So the event was concluding. I'm walking to my car. I see a young guy taking pictures, being very entrepreneurial, just taking photos, looking to grow his audience, I guess, post, maybe even sell these pictures to people, to the car owners. Just being very entrepreneurial, high energy, walking around. And I walk up behind him and I say, hey, do you mind if I get in my car? Because he is blocking my door. He turns around and immediately he looks at me and says, I know you. And I said, well, that's cool. How do I know you? Well, again, this is a young guy, so I'm going to say he's probably 15, 16 years old. He goes, a few years back, I was at another car event, and you let me sit in your McLaren. I said, wow. In my mind, I'm like, wow, that one really, really hit. Because if you go to one of my original podcasts, owning a supercar or an exotic car is not about owning the car. It's the experience built around owning the car. A car is a car. Yeah, you feel good, the performance and the engineering you admire, but having the car is not about having the car for me. It's about the experiences around the car. So when I'm at these car events and I see any young person, especially these really, elementary school kids that take interest in my car, I always let them sit in the car, because you never know how or who they are going to inspire, or how they are going to be inspired by just having that experience, feeling the car, getting the emotion, just being present in that car. Because when I was growing up, it was just cars on the posters, and so there was no way to be inspired like I can inspire these kids now. And so with that, this kid apparently was inspired so much so that he started getting into the community, started becoming a photographer, all these things, simply because I let him sit in my car. And the fact that he looped back 3 years later and like, I know you, that really drove home the message to me that I'm on the right path in this context, in my life, in this universe, right? But in that context, a lot of these young people also ask me, right, what is the best advice you can give? How do I become someone that can own a car like this? How do I become, part of the, how do I grow into something that allows me to do the things you do, right? And I thought about this long and hard. And all the advice, that I've given in the past, hey, if you want to do this, go to school. If you don't want to do this, open a business. And like all these very, very, very subsurface level ideas to help inspire them to become whoever they want to become, right? But the more that I thought about it, it actually boils down to just one simple thing. The one simple thing that I would advise these young people now is understand that everything is hard. And everything being hard, once you understand that everything is hard and accept that and do the hard things, everything therefore becomes exceptionally easy. Because it's just now a part of your practice understanding that everything is hard. Right? There's a great book. It's based on Stoicism. But it's called The Obstacle is the Way. In other words, when there's a choice between doing something easy and doing something hard, do the harder thing. Because when you understand that everything is hard, everything becomes easy. It is a very interesting dichotomy, inverse kind of relationship, because in your mind, if you start at comfort, right? I live to be comfortable. Then doing something hard, you have to exert a lot of energy to get to that level to do whatever is hard, right? You have to elevate. You gotta find that drive somewhere, that motivation, that energy, that passion, the whatever it is. If you are always focused on comfort, things should be easy is the usual mentality. So you got to level up to do something hard. And we all know that greatness, success, excellence requires hard. So you can't expect excellence, greatness, exceptionalism with the idea that everything should be comfortable and easy, or my goal is comfort and ease, right? That they cancel each other out. There's no way those two can coexist. Being great, but everything being easy. So when you say, hey man, forget comfort. Comfort shouldn't even be in the framework of my goals. It's not about achieving comfort. It's about achieving excellence. That is the standard, right? And if we know that excellence requires doing hard things, then now your baseline is just everything is hard. And so now, because everything is hard standard is on balance with the excellence standard, then to get from the mindset of doing something hard to becoming excellent, you just have to make a lateral shift. You don't have to level up because you already know everything is hard. Like your brain, your spirit, your subatomic atoms in your DNA and your cells, it's already vibrating at a frequency of I accept that everything's hard, so let me just do it. There's no second thought. There's no second guessing. There's no talking yourself out of it. There's no, hey, let's do it tomorrow. Hey, maybe sometimes later. Maybe when I feel like it. Maybe when I have enough energy. There's none of that. You just go do. And when you shift off all these mental obstacles and you just go do, it makes everything so much easier. It incredibly makes everything so much easier. It's like this morning, man, I'm tired and sore. And last night I was like, man, I need to wake up early because of my schedule. Like I'll get my haircut, got to record this podcast, all these things. Alarm goes off, 4:45, 5 o'clock. I want to sleep in like to the nth degree. Like, man, bed is good. I'm finally getting some sleep, a little bit of restlessness last night, finally getting rest, all these things. My legs are sore, my calves are tight. All these thoughts come into my mind until the switch goes, man, it's supposed to be hard. It's like simultaneously, as soon as the switch in my head goes, it's supposed to be hard, I immediately throw the covers off and pop out of bed and just go into mode, understanding that everything is hard, right? I will tell you this, that all these obstacle thoughts in my head lasted for maybe about a minute, max, maybe less. I'm tired, I'm sore, tired. Oh, man, I could lay here all day. Oh, no, it's supposed to be hard. Let's go. And it's as simple as that. So whether it's reading the book, reading the chapter in the book, looking at the YouTube course, reading about AI, trying something new, anything new is going to be hard because you don't have the skills. So you have to push in to being hard, to things being hard. That's the only way to grow. And so when you lean into that and understand everything is hard, that becomes the standard where everything becomes easy, right? And so my advice to you young people that I meet at these car events, these social events, which are going to be a ton of them now that fall's coming around, Oktoberfest, there's just so much in the queue. Understand that if you're going to ask me what is the best advice I can give you to become part of this community or to own your own supercar or a collection of cars or whatever, understand I'm going to tell you right now, spoiler alert, accept that everything will be hard. You will never achieve that level if you're always seeking comfort. Seeking comfort is the antithesis of being excellent or being great or being successful, however you define it. Comfort is not the goal. Comfort is not the goal. The goal is accepting the process for what it is and then the results will show for itself. And that process, I guarantee you, will be challenging, hard, and difficult. And when you understand that everything related to excellence and success will be hard, everything becomes easy. Now, it's not cut, and that's why success, entrepreneurship, carving your own path is not for everybody. Like, it's okay if all you're worried about is comfort, 9 to 5, collect your check, go home, chill, Netflix, whatever. That's cool. That's fine. That's not what we're about, what I'm about. I'm about excellence. I'm about that standard. And I understand that everything is going to be hard. Everything is going to be a challenge. Everything will be difficult. And it was like a switch. As soon as the idea that just locked into my head, everything became easy because I don't second guess. I'm very decisive. Oh, this is going to be hard. Okay, let's go do it. There's no like, oh man, but is there an easier way? No, it's just the hard way. Let's go do it. And it became easy because it took the stress off of making decisions about what should I do, what shouldn't I do. It's just, let's go do the hard thing. The obstacle is the way. And so you young folks out there, do not shy away from the challenge, being challenged or doing the difficult thing or doing the hard thing. In fact, accept that everything will be hard and your life too will become a lot easier. And the results will speak for itself. And to the kid I inspired 3 years ago that's now a car, high-end car photographer, much success to you, man. You actually made my day because it made everything worthwhile. And it was just a really, really exceptional moment. And so with that, I understand everything's going to be hard and everything comes easy. I want to give a shout out. Thanks to Tress at Hublot in the Domain in Austin. If you're ever there, stop by the store. Tell her Ninja sent you or you listen to the N2N podcast and she'll hook you up. Thank you to Peter at Aston Martin, Houston for inviting us out to take a look at the Valhalla. Thank you all to Southwest Houston Exotic Networks and Hyper Meats for inviting me out and my wife out to the Supercars and Jets. Had a fantastic time. And you too, understanding that everything is hard, therefore it becomes easy, can also join the community as well. So with that, I'm going to close this podcast as I close my day, which is every night before I go to bed, before I close my eyes and drift off into Never Never Land. I thank God in the universe one more time for a day to hopefully have been great, hopefully live to my fullest controllable potential, but most importantly, hopefully have inspired at least one person to live to theirs. And with that, I want to thank you all for listening to this episode and all my other episodes and for supporting the show. Again, we do this on a karmic exchange. So if you learned anything about understanding that everything is hard to make your life easier, you are obligated, not really, but through karmic energy, you're obligated or you owe me a debt to share the show. And to repay that, please do share the show. I like to say if you're knowledgeable, share the show. That is how we grow together. So with that, be great today, but be even more grateful. And I look forward to bringing you another episode very, very soon.